All right, welcome back, guys. I've got loads of questions being asked here. So what I want to do is I want to answer those questions one by one. So number one question I've got is, brother just said, just a quick question. In order for BTC to go up all the years, does there always have to be buyers and sellers? What if it gets to the point all 21 million coins or the 17 million in existence majority decides to hold? How is the price then dictated? Okay, very good question. It's a question that's been asked actually some time ago. A lot of people have asked about this question. What happens then? Well, I can tell you one thing. Nothing stays fixed forever. You see, one of the biggest thing I've always said to people is with cryptocurrency, and especially Bitcoin, because it's a value, how would I say this? A store of value. Now, when you want to move large sums, like especially banks and institutions, that's what they're going to be doing. So they will still be using it, right? When you want to move large sums very fast, very quickly, without the headache, right? So just to kind of reiterate on that as well, another thing as well, soon they will be regulating it. So regulation makes it healthy, and once it's regulated, it can be easily used by the institutions. But there's going to be a time where Bitcoin is not going to be for us. It's going to be institutions moving money. Another word I always use: recycling, recycling, recycling. So that's what they're going to be doing, is recycling basically all the money and going away. So that's hopefully that explains something. So even if 21 million coins are mined, there is still going to be use case for it, solely because of that one very big factor, that institutions will always move money. They're always going to issue something on it. They're always going to do something. Also, one other factor to mention as well. You see, I've always argued that Bitcoin was not a form of payment because it wasn't feasible to be a payment. It was a better store of value. But there's another fact to this. With innovation in the future, Bitcoin will be a source of payment. So it's not going to have no use case. It's going to be constantly used, right? And that's the beautiful thing about it. Because of the constant use that we're going to have with it, soon it will be a form of payment. So just like you using Visa or MasterCard, like money transfer and this and that could be done. In fact, there are technologies out here right now, Lightning Network and everything, who are already doing it. So I hope this explains that there is actually no such thing as just holding it or it runs out. The hype will always be there and the price is going to be stabilizing. Now, you do remember I've constantly said to you 2030. Now, my prediction for 2030, or actually 2028, 2029, is that Bitcoin will be stable. We're not going to see the volatility again. Because of that, I have said to myself, and I've said to everybody, and I said this 14, 15 years ago. Well, was it 14, 15? No, it wasn't. Sorry, my bad. 6, 7 years ago, I said this, but I am holding it for like 14, 15 years. But the point is I've said that after 2030, I don't think it will be as volatile as it is. We're not going to be making serious money. It's just going to be a stable currency. That's what it's going to become. This is one of the biggest factors. So to answer your question about what happens, this is exactly why I'm doing this. At 2030, I'm going to exit, take all my things. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to move anymore. It's just going to be a stable currency. Whatever price we see that time, that's it. We're not going to see all-time new highs or anything like that. Nothing volatile, right? Because by that time, institutions will adopt it so much, they will make it into the fiat currency of that time, or an alternative currency where they can move large funds, which they are doing already, but obviously secretly. But soon they're going to be doing it openly because it will be regulated. So I hope this one question, the question you asked me, it's answered, right? Number two question you asked me, what is Bitcoin's biggest threat? Seems to be a plain sailing from here. Can any government step in? Do you think it will be, they will and they allowed to? Right. Allowed to doesn't come in. So I'm going to start from the other end of it. So governments cannot take control of Bitcoin unless government decides to own 51% of it and also 51% of the mining, right? So there is something called the 51% attack, which means if one party, right, owns 51% of all the Bitcoin mining, they can actually do something malicious to the network. best thing about the network is because it's so widespread, no one person has the 51%, so it won't happen. Also, now the more adoption comes in, the more people buy Bitcoin. The beautiful thing about it is it's spreading. So we're constantly, creating new nodes, and we're constantly moving on. Where for us, basically now, the Bitcoin is it's being split in so many different parts. No one person owns 51%, so it won't happen, right? And governments can't take control of it because it's completely decentralized because of that very same nature, right? The distributed ledger, everybody has a copy if you're running a node, and I do run a full node, right? So that's for that reason the governments can't take control of it. So yeah, I mean, other than the psychological effect that they can give you, which means like, oh, they can put a regulation on it, or they can do this, they can do that. But remember, there's just paperwork. There's nothing physical they can do to it, right? Paperwork doesn't make any difference to us. So this is another thing. I'm going to take you back into this. So this is going to be a long one. Not long, but let's put it this way. India bans cryptocurrency. Well, who cares? Right? Who cares? The sole reason is because Indians who want to launder their money, they're already doing it anyway. Also, another fact a lot of people don't understand, 1.3 billion people in India, and out of those, about 90%, right, or 90 something percent, I forgot, are just poor. 70% are below the how do you say this, like poverty line. So you have this, 7-8% of Indians who are very wealthy and rich, and they're mostly in the large corporations and everything. You think they don't know how to launder money? They don't need Bitcoin for that, right? And even if they did, right, it doesn't bother them. So all of these nonsense that comes out, they just fear, uncertainty, and doubt for people. And unfortunately, mainstream media love to explode these kind of things, right? There's nobody out there who can actually stop cryptocurrency, even India, Nigeria, whoever, all of these kind of things. It doesn't affect us, right? So us holders who understand crypto and who understand these fundamentals, that the government cannot step in unless they own 51% of the mining and also 51% of the coins, unless government wants to print a few $1 trillion worth of fiat and try and buy out all the Bitcoin from every single whale there is, which is impossible, right? Because most of the whales aren't selling. So unless they try to buy all the Bitcoin, or 51% of it at least, and then dump it at zero price, right? It won't really affect the price either. And trust me, even at zero price, even at $1, there are people waiting there to buy it. So it's not going to die. It's just going to come back again, right? Even if they attempt all of these kind of crazy things, because obviously governments are printing free money non-stop. So, they can attempt that, but it will come back and do this. So let's go to the next question. I know you can see this screen, but we'll talk about this screen later. Okay. So the next thing he said, Edmund Snowden said that it's all about privacy and they will all want to do is fit into their circle, right? Edward Snowden understands privacy very much, right? But what you have to understand, what side of privacy he understands. He has exposed the fact that your government is watching. Even now, I'm streaming this. My video camera came active. It's on the net. Guess what? They're seeing it. Your ISP provider is blocking you. Internet is actually free, right? For you to use the internet, you have to go through an ISP provider. The ISP provider is non-stop watching you. There are keywords. There are multiple other things that they will basically observe you through. Your mobile phone, it's got a microphone. It's got a camera. They can switch it on any time and they can see it. They can even switch off the LED so you don't see it. So nowadays, you notice a lot of devices are coming with LEDs that actually cannot be disabled. So if the camera's on, the LED can be seen. And this is happening because of this one reason, right? So other companies are realizing, yes, the NSA or FBI, whatever you want to call it, right? So it's not a conspiracy, but the point is they can activate those things because they have full access to your network. Your weakest link is your network. So you're on a mobile phone network. Guess what? They have full access to you. There's nothing they don't know about you, right? And in fact, like a lot of people say, oh, you can't be tracked and this and that. No, your phone, as long as it's got a connection, you are being tracked every single time. So that's something I wanted to just get out there about Edward Snowden. So I'm going through the answers one by one on my phone, by the way. All right. Pros and cons of banks and institutions come in. Pros, are that the banks will come in, they will buy, and one thing you'll notice, banks will not sell. That's the thing. That's the biggest pro we have, like banks and institutions, right? Unless they sell, then they have the con, right? The con is like they'll buy and then they'll dump it on the people. But banks are not going to do this because this is going to be a hedge for the current inflation mechanism that's going on. So you want to hold a currency or something of value, an asset, which is deflationary. So, you either hold gold in your vaults or currently you hold Bitcoin, right? Which is an alternative to gold. So this is what it is. A lot of people are using Bitcoin as an alternative to gold. Another fact about gold is, yes, there's only a limited number of gold available, and there's unlimited available on paper, obviously. But there's another funny fact. Recent discoveries under the ocean and all sorts of other places, they've realized there are so much more gold available. You can flood the market a lot more than what they have available now. But the question is, the cost of retrieving that gold is too high. Right? So maybe in the future, when they have the technology, they will go and grab that gold, because you have to understand, gold is used in, synthetic products, like, for example, microchips and all sorts, right? There's a lot of gold being used on those things. So when it comes to all of those stuff, gold is required. It's a very big thing. And also for space and travel and conductivity, a lot of other things. A lot of people don't know this. Gold is being used. In fact, silver is kind of running out. There's not enough silver. So silver is actually a better buy than gold. Also mercury, right? They use a lot of mercury products on silicon chips, right? Again, this is something a lot of people don't realize. Your alternative metals are actually far more worth than gold. There's actually a lot of gold available. It's just a matter of going there and getting it, and the cost of getting it. That's the biggest problem. Right, let's see the next one. Okay, so this brother wanted to know about XRP, and I've got some good news about XRP. So basically, XRP, so let me see if I can find it. I've got some news. I was actually going to post it. I will post the link on the WhatsApp group for some of the guys. But for now, let me tell you what I've got right. So we know about Intel, right? So Intel is a big company. They are working on multiple assets. So they're working with Fiber Network, Heat Network, Metaverse Network, Carver protocol, the blockchain. They're working with that, plus 15 other updates they're doing with Intel. So that's a really good thing. Now, Coinbase, let's go to Coinbase. Coinbase is delaying its IPO to April. Okay, so God knows why, right? I guess they want Bitcoin to go up a little bit more. I mean, we can only assume, right? We don't know, right? The other good news is Nigerian central bank says BTC is not being banned. So they've just confirmed that BTC is not banned, because the fact is they can't ban it. They can't ban it. They can talk as much as they want. They can stop people from using their fiat to buy, right? But then people will always find another way. I mean, guys, barter system. Remember, historically, barter system. If you've got something of value that I want, right? Then basically, or you want, right? I've got something value that you want, and you got something that I want. We can always barter with each other. So again, doesn't really work, right? Where is it? Skybridge, a new company, or not a new company, it's a publicly listed company, who are now going to be, they're very interested in the BTF, to be the BTF ETC ETF sponsor. That's another one. I'll post this on the thing anyway. Next one. The NFT marketplace, right? Zora. So we've had a company called Paradigm who's invested in Zora. So NFT, they want to pump it a little bit more. Again, be careful of the NFTs, because currently I believe the NFT is in a bubble, just like the ICO bubble in 2017, where a lot of people got burnt, right? And we'll get to this in a second, right? Now, this is the biggest news you wanted to know about XRP, but I'll tell you what happened with XRP. The SEC case is in favor of Ripple. Reason being is because the Howey test they used to do, right, to say, okay, this is a security or this is not, can't apply to crypto. So that's good news, right? And because of that, XRP has literally kind of won the case, right? So we're still going to have a few more detail coming through in the next few days, but so far XRP seems to have won because the Howey test failed. That's all it is. So bear in mind this, right? And I am going to get to XRP in a second. In fact, let me go to that page and I'm going to get to XRP in a second. If you can see it, you see it right now. I'll put it on the XRP section. Just have a look, and then I want to get to this very soon. Okay. Now we've got SEC recruiting a new person called Hester Pierce, right? And he's a blockchain favoring guy from the blockchain background. But the question remains is he going to be healthy for the crypto or not? And a lot of people are thinking this as a bullish thing. But then again, remember, guys, there may be someone out there who's pulling strings, right? Just by having someone in the blockchain doesn't really mean that he's going to approve certain things on his free will. That's what I just want you two guys to know. So remember, always be skeptical. Always ask the questions. Now, let's go straight into XRP, and I want to show you something. So this is XRP previously. Right, this is the previous high of XRP, and this was back in 2017, guys. This is what I want you to understand. We're in 2021, and we're sitting here. And remember what I said something, is that look at the proportion. Yes, it might be pumping. It might even go to $1. But, guys, this is, yes, it's going to pump. And the same thing applies to all of them. Everything will pump. Good news pumps everything, right? Bitcoin goes up, everything pumps. Today, just like, I don't know, out of the blue, and I kind of missed it. Binance coin started pumping all of a sudden. I don't know why, right? But looking at the price, remember what I said, I was a little bit skeptical, and I'll tell you why I was skeptical on yesterday's video. I doubt Binance by the top could hit this number or go up, but ultimately Binance will be worth maybe $1,000 a coin. But that will only happen when this 70 million BNB coins is vanished. Until this 70 million BNB coin goes away, it's not going to be likely that we're going to see that $1,000. So yes, it's a long-term hold, right? So let's go to another question brother asked. Let me see. So I got loads of questions here. But then we got what's it? Thanks, bro. We're just going to add that now. Okay, so that's that. Somebody else spoke about another coin, so let's have a look at that before we go into some updates and everything. So we talk about it. So brother asked me. Okay, so here's another one. So Khurram, he's said something very good, right? He said, when it comes to holding altcoins, I've come to a conclusion for myself, that is, if we went into a bear market, it would be comfortable holding the altcoins throughout. If the answer is no, I don't tend to buy into them, hype or no hype, right? Just me. It's all about risk assessment. Exactly, right. So he understood it very well, right? Risk assessment. There are some coins you can hold because they have a future. And this is what I want you to understand. You can have any coins here, right? If they're close enough now, then in the future, they'll definitely come back to that, right? And if you have a look at this, which is not close right now, even in the future, it's probably never going to come there, right? So it doesn't matter how much of the hype you see, you have to strategically buy the coin that is close enough. Like, as I said, LTC has a better chance of doing it because it's almost halfway there. It struggled, but it's getting there. So it will stay there. And even now, there's a lot of buying going on with LTC. And that's basically... When it comes to cryptocurrency, a lot of people can't afford this. And as I said on another video as well, money starts to filter down. So money will start to filter down one by one, right? And then eventually come to other coins that are quite popular. Once upon a time, Litecoin used to be the number 3 coin in the world. Ethereum number 2 and Litecoin number 3, but it's been pushed down because obviously there's not a lot of development going on, but they are coming out with good news. In fact, Litecoin is recently planning to move part of this thing cross-chain to Cardano. So that's something you have to see, right? It will definitely get to that level. Hopefully, all these interoperability is very good, right? So a lot of the companies, like for example, Polkadot interoperability, it's all about cross-chain, right? Little mini dots here and there. So it will get there. Also, somebody mentioned Coty, right? And this is a good thing about Coty. So this is what I want to show you. I was going to show you as well. So let's search Coty. And I want you to understand certain fundamentals, right? And be realistic, right? Be logical, right? So this is what I want you to understand. So let's go to Coty, and we can see Coty's pumping hard. Let's go to Coty's. So you got the Explorer and everything here. And remember, I told you you can actually use this as your main thing. So if you're on the web on a computer, you can actually use this and also see trading view and everything directly from here. So this is actually quite clever. So for you to be on CoinMarketCap is very good. Now from here, you can also go to their website and see what are they doing. It's a very simple thing. So they want to power payments. They want to be the new PayPal, right? Very simple. That's what they want to do, right? And this is what I was talking about. If you just go here and understand, like, so I won't go too much into the thing. OT wants you to, where is it? OT pay, right? Let's have a look at how this pay works, right? So OT pay, this is where the biggest problem with OT pay is, right? So traditional finance, they're obviously explaining how OT works, right? So you can download the technical paper, but I'm just going to quickly tell you how it works. OT has prepaid virtual cards for buyer and seller protections and everything. So Coty is creating this whole marketplace where you have to use certain Coty products. So a merchant has to have a wallet. The user has to have a wallet. If you want to use your cryptocurrency, you have to get the debit card to do it. That technology already exists. So it's a very competing market, but the problem isn't solved. The problem they would have solved is if, for example, they said all merchants could accept cryptocurrency regardless how the client pays. That's a big problem, right? Every merchant would probably jump on it straight away, right? So merchants will happily open the wallet. But when you're coming to a user, MasterCard, debit card, this card, that card, this currency, that currency, too much headache. And having another Coty wallet is just another headache. So you've got to load it up and do it. So it doesn't solve the problem. Does it have a future? Possibly, but right now it doesn't solve the problem. It creates itself a problem, right? This is a problem it creates for itself. It needs to be a plugin that anybody could stick in. Like, for example, I think with PayPal, you have issues unless you have your native currency and they charge extra fees. But then Stripe came along and solved that problem. And currently, I think it's $10 billion market cap, and it's taking a bit of a market share of PayPal. By solving one problem, you can accept 135 different currencies from your same wallet. So now you can go truly multinational. They don't care where you are. You can still receive funds from anybody's native currency. That's beautiful. They've solved the problem. They said you pay whatever you like to pay with. Merchant receives his native currency. Problem solved. This is what Coty should be trying to do, right? Because Coty should be targeting the merchants, not trying to create a whole new platform here. This is what I wanted wanted you to understand, and how you can check these kind of things, right? So on all of these data are available. So where are we now? Let's have a look if any other new questions have come up. Right, that hasn't come up. Oh, there was another one, GTO. So Alim mentioned GTO. Let's go to GTO and search for GTO. Where is it? Let's go GTO. So this is what you have to understand. What I see when I see these kind of things, and why it kind of annoys me, right? I'll explain to you. We're looking at GTO. This is where GTO was, right? This is where GTO was, 91 cents. And this is where GTO is. Does that make any sense to you? Do you think this coin has any future from where it was to where it is now? It doesn't matter how much it pumps. It just does not matter. The point is this is a company. Now, what's the problem? Why can't they succeed, right? Why didn't they succeed, and what's going on, right? Since 2018, virtual gifting protocol for an open world. That's what they've been trying to do, right? It's coming soon. Probably here. They only got it on Telegram, by the way. So yeah, they're still coming. But what they're saying is you can send cryptocurrency to your friends and family via this. Seriously? So here's an example of what they're showing to you. Again, big problem. You got to load it. You got to do this. Well, why would I want to load up this wallet when I can just send it to your Ethereum wallet? You only need one Ethereum wallet to receive Ethereum. You only need one Bitcoin wallet to receive Bitcoin. I mean, there are plenty of wallets out there who do everything. So how many wallets do you need? This is where the problem is, right? So this is the reason why this did not get adopted, right? This did not get adopted because of the situation, who are in spirit of thing. This is since 2018. That's it. Have you heard of this exchange? I haven't. I have never heard of these two exchanges. I have heard of Binance, and I'm not even sure how true it is, right? Well, actually, they are on Binance. But the point is unknown exchanges. Who the hell wants to know about them, right? When we looked at Coty, I saw something else as well. Okay, these are all the things. So on the Coty, we'll give you a big problem. Apart from this, God knows who the hell these are. So I could take a whole bunch of names and put it there. I mean, for me to go into deep, but it's not worth me going into the deep investment deep analysis of this. There's no point, because you got to look at the reality. And also, coming back to the Coinbase thing, and I'll show you. So they've been around for some time, and let's do Coty again. Coty again, just so you understand what I'm seeing, right? So with Coty, as you can see, Coty is trying to solve a problem, but Coty and GTO, you saw Gifto before, and look at Coty. The curve is good, means a lot of people are interested, right? But again, all this interested, as you can see, the interest started in January, right? So before that, it was just stagnant, nothing happening. In January. And I'll tell you another fact why it started. It's a cheap coin. It's being hyped, and guess who's hyping it? These bag holders here, these guys at the 0.009, right? They are all pumping it. That's what they're trying to do, you know, until they finally manage to convince enough people, right? So you can buy. Guess what? Every time you bought here, from here to here, the guys who owned it dumped it on you. The fact. That's the fact, right? So that's what I want you to understand. So yeah, good luck on you guys holding that one, because I said, I don't focus on those things. Now, for me, what do I focus on? All right, you know very well. I would rather focus on the stabled one, the established one, the one that have proven the test of time. I mean, obviously the king, right? Ethereum's proved the test of time. Cardano, nobody talks about it, and I'll tell you, Cardano's been around since 2015, but they launched it in 2017. They've stood the test of time, right? You know, this is a new one. So again, we need to see what they're doing, right? So some of these coins are new ones. We need to see where it's going. I mean, Uniswap, just like today, all-time high, right? So there's a lot of coins here which are new. Now, this is one that Theta has been doing very well. And Theta is a very, very old company. So let's go into it and I'll show you what I mean, right? Right. This is Theta from where it was to where it is. Look how beautiful it is. And if you look at the line, it's like straight, straight, straight. This is not a dump. I can assure you half of these people are still holding, because if they play with the strategy where, say for example, they bought 10 coins, it made them money and gave them the initial plus some profit. So for example, they went 200x, right? They'll take the original out. If that goes another 100x, right, they'll probably take half out and leave the rest. That's what I do. There are times where I'll buy a coin, I'll trade it, I'll make a little bit of money, and then right at the end of it, I'll literally sell half of it, if not more than that, so I can take my initial investment out, also take something to treat myself and grow my portfolio, but at the same time leaving a very small amount. Some of these coins back in the days here, Theta, for example, you bought it for like 7-8 pence, right? Or less than that. When you bought it for that, if you had say for example, you had 1,000 coins and you sold 800 and you still had 2, it's still not bad. Over time, now it's giving you some money. So that's what a lot of people do. Recycle, but you don't get yourself completely out. This is one of the reasons why I ended up in 400 different currencies, right? Some of them are, you know, not even on the coin market cap anymore, but it wasn't the point wasn't me putting my hardcore money in there. There were some coins where I put my money and I was stuck in it for a very long time, but I did believe in them. And then there are other coins where I didn't believe in them, but I made some money and I left a remainder of the coins in there, and that kept on growing to the portfolio. And currently they're all giving me some money, or not all of them, about 95% of them. 5% actually went down. So I hope that explains. And now let's go into some chart analysis, right? How about that? Let's have a look at chart analysis. I know you guys are probably waiting for this, right? So let's have a look at charts today and see what it's doing. So this is one of my old charts. As you can see, the old W is still sitting there. As you can see here, we broke out of the triangle that we had, which is not good. However, and this is what I want you to understand, right? Ethereum still hasn't done what it needs to do. So if we just for the sake of it, go in here, and I'm not even, as you can see, I don't make this up, right? This is the old chart. You've seen this chart before. You've seen this 1309. You've seen this 11. You've seen all of this, right? And look where we fall. This is what I always want to understand, make you understand. Regardless what happens, if we stay above these lines, it's rare that we're going to break down completely. The only time I'll be worried if we break this 0.5 Fibonacci level, right? As long as we're within the golden pocket and within the 786 and 05, we're fine. This channel is not a problem. It's a matter of breaking above the channel. And for Ethereum's sake, like in this case, I can tell you this much. Ethereum has to, just to be bullish, Ethereum has to go, so 1920, or you can even say 1943, right? either one of these price points it has to beat, and then obviously for it to continue the bull run, it has to break above the previous high that created, which is 2040. So it has to do all of this in order to go. So far, going sideways, you can see we're also doing another funny thing as well. So if I just put this here and I'll show you this, this is a descending triangle, and I'll tell you one thing about a descending triangle, right, which actually is bullish because it breaks out, right? A descending triangle breaks out, right? A ascending triangle, so if the triangle, let's find an empty space just to do some drawing, right? So if the triangle was like this, right, so that's the one we saw here. Sorry, right, let's go back here. Right, second. So this is the one we got here, right? When we have a situation like this, we have more chances of breaking out. Right now, if we have a complete different scenario, we have a triangle like this and then coming down like that, guess what? We have more chances of breaking down, right? So this is what you have to understand. But currently the triangle that we broke out of, and let me delete some of this just so I can draw it for you, right, which has actually got a bearish scenario. It's like a 50-50, I would have to say. I wouldn't even call it bearish, but I'll just say 50-50 where we were, right? It's a symmetrical triangle, which means it's something like this, right? This suddenly is, I hate this, right? This, if you can see, is what we had here, right? And it's a 50-50. It can go up or it can go down, right? So these ones, you know, certain patterns you have to look at. So also if you look here carefully, right, you know, the pattern we've got is a good one. It's a flat line. So as long as we can hold that, and we've got a better chance of breaking up. And also remember, the bull run's not over. So this is Ethereum. Let's do BTC, and we can choose any, but I think I'll go to the longest one, the one with the most data, Bitstamp, right? Let's go to that one because that one has my old chart on it. And as you can see, again, the pattern, if you look carefully, this is the reason why we broke down, right? But currently the pattern we're falling in has a more higher likelihood of it going up. And also, if I just put the fibs on it, you can see exactly what's going on. So if I put a fib here and bring it down, sorry, one second. Let's put a fib here, bring it down, and you can see we're clearly still above this. So the zones are very important, and you just got to look at the Fibonacci levels to confirm those. What are we looking at now? Let's have a look at ADA. Let's find a good one. So also some of these charts are quite good. So this particular one calculated by TradingView, so they aggregated all the data to use it. So this is why I actually do like using them more often than not, right? So here, what have we got here? So as you can see, this is the previous one I did. I didn't update the thing. So you can see they're always going to show up, doesn't matter. And this is the beauty about logging into TradingView. It allows you to do all of this. So if we just take the previous high and find the low point currently, right? So we're not going to go to previous low, just go here. You can see the CADA is in a bit of a zone at this present moment. So we need more data to understand, but ultimately this is to do with the Coinbase effect. But I don't know if you noticed, I have the greater channel here, and the greater channel looks very positive, right? So it's still fine. In fact, the greater channel, there's some corrections I need to make on it. So for example, I'm not touching these points. So as you can see, what I need to do is move this. And when I do, you see this is a parallel line. This is not a wedge, like as one would call it. So you do understand the shape of a wedge, right? You know, it comes into itself. This is not a wedge. This is just a parallel trend line, basically. So far we're good, and as you can see, we're well within this zone. So when we touch these particular areas, when we touch these candles, so as long as we've got right multiple points of contact, we're in a you know, the trend line is accurate, is secure. So Cardano is looking very good. What was the other one we were going to look at? Oh yeah, Matic. Let's have a look at Matic, right? Oh, Matic. Currently struggling actually. So I am currently down significantly on Matic. Significantly, right? And if you look carefully, one second, let me get rid of one of these. I don't know which one is what, right? Okay, that one is that. So let's get rid of this one. Yeah, this is the other one. Let's get rid of this one. If you look carefully, this is the new one I put. Matic came down to this particular danger zone that I call it. It's a bit of a danger zone. So again, if you look carefully, Matic, CADA, they're all hitting those kind of bottom levels, and this is the Coinbase effect, right? Also, I believe Sushi is doing the same thing. So, we're going to have to wait for these ones. So please bear with me. You have to understand, we're going to have to wait for these ones. In fact, I've changed my views on this one. I'm not going to bother with the 66, 64p anymore. In fact, I've got my sell order set up at this price here. So the previous high, basically. So I'm going to sell about 50 to 60% of my holding around this, and then see if it climbs up. If it does, it does. So I'm not looking for a massive profit here. I'm not breaking even either, because I actually bought, where was it? Let me have a look. When I bought the third time, I bought it at there on that candle. So there, so I bought it on that candle. So since then we've come down a little bit, which is fine. So even when I come here, I'm broke even, but I'm aiming to go to the previous high, because we might test that again, and that's where I'm going to cash out majority and then move forward. So that's that one. What else we're going to talk about? Sushi, right? Sushi. So on Sushi, again, let's use this chart, right? So as you can see, Sushi, right, it just kind of broke the trend. So over the last few days, it's broke the trend. However, if you look at the greater picture, you'll notice it's not actually that bad. In fact, we need more data for us to actually go ahead and confirm this thing, or even figure out when we're going to break back up. But again, it's to do with that Coinbase effect, right? If I take the Fibonacci level from here and I put it to the previous low, you can see that again, it's the same thing. We passed that golden ratio pocket, right? The reason being is because of that Coinbase. Anything Coinbase touches does this, exactly this. So this is what you have to understand. Being in Coinbase, you either buy before it launches on Coinbase, or you buy after the dump on Coinbase, right? To climb. So for me, when it came to Matic, didn't really bother. It doesn't matter. I know. So I'm happy to hold it even in the future, because of the technology they have and the adoption they're getting. They're a layer 2 solution to make fees cheaper. Also, fees cheaper. There's a coin that you might come across, and I want to warn you all, right? I bought some at 12p and then I sold it as soon as I could. LRC. This particular one, Loopring. I want you to be very careful about Loopring. Okay, look at this. This is why I want you to be careful. So I bought Loopring around here somewhere back in, I don't know, last year. Basically, I bought some when it launched on Coinbase. By the way, I bought some, and then as soon as I doubled my money, I got out. I can't remember what price, but I do remember it was about 12p or something I bought it for, and then when it went up a little bit, I just got out straight away. I sold all of it. The reason is because, again, remember, as I say, there's no hope for this to go back to $2, right? Just be careful. But you do you, I do me. I mean, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm hoping this kind of explains. So what else were we looking at today? Oh yeah, I had you on here, and I wanted to show you, like, okay, everything, looks good, but you can see some of the colors are coming up. And Solana, as you can see, Solana started to pump today. So let's have a look at Solana. It's one of my favorite currencies, and it's a good investment because of the tech they're doing. Solana. This is one I'm still holding, by the way. I haven't sold. I've gone from $1 to this, and I still haven't sold, and it's still going up because it's got a good future. I believe it's got a good future, and you can see very good market structure. Looking at structure like this is the coins that we want to do. We don't want something, having a massive handle here and then nothing here, and then trying to climb up or struggling. We don't want to see that. We want to see something that has a gradual growth. It's come here, it's been growing a little bit, came down, had a little correction, started to grow even more, and now having a correction. Beautiful. Right, that's the kind of stuff we need. And it's also, as you see, current price is very close to the previous high, which is very good. So this is another thing I wanted to show you. So where are we? Okay, so we know all of these are good. You know exactly what's going to happen. Soon it's going to just basically go back to the thing. Now let's go to a bigger picture of everything. So this is another thing that a lot of people always miss, and this is why I would prefer if you guys spend more time on CoinMarketCap. They are making it more easy, and I did mention earlier on as well that CoinMarketCap is owned by CZ Binance CEO, and he's been strategically buying places and improving. So CoinMarketCap has improved a lot, and it does have pretty much the list of every single coin. If you don't find a coin here, look on Coin Paprika. If you don't find it on Coin Paprika, look on CoinGecko. I use CoinGecko, not as much, mostly on my mobile phone. It's quite good to track coins and everything, but I do use coinmarketcap.com more than anything else, because I can see a lot more ancient old data. This is what it is. So that's what I'm looking at. And remember, once upon a time, I told you when the BTC dominance starts to drop, right, the other dominance will start to go up, right? So look at this, the dominance, right? So currently, if you look at the dominance, you can see, you know, Cardano has a, is it Cardano? No, this is Binance, right? So Binance has a very good dominance, right? It's picking up momentum. So there's a lot, you know, there's a lot of room for dominance here, you have to see. So that's another thing to understand. Let's have a look into Bitcoin. I haven't gone in there today. Logarithmic. Let's have a look and see logarithmic. Let's zoom in, see what logarithmic is doing. Going sideways, beautiful. We can always accept sideways is very good for us. Let's have a look at the 2-year multiplier. Let's have a look at this before we finish this off. And also, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing. As you can see, the channel, and I'll show you the channel, has been exploding. So far, we see a slight downwards curve. Beautiful. This is also very good. Let's have a look at the stock to flow. Let's see how Bitcoin is following the stock to flow model. It's been a while I haven't shown you that. So let's zoom into this area and see. Look at this. Look at this. The Bitcoin price is following, right? It's basically trying to stay within this line, right? How beautiful is that? So I don't want to say too much on that, but beautiful, right? Let's look at the current situation we had with the Pi cycle, all these stuff that was going on, and that video that was made and posted to me on Twitter, I think was a beautiful video. I also sent him the video back, and he's basically come back, and you know, he respected and he loved it, and you know, so that's quite nice. And also Dom, I'm not sure who this person is, but followed me on Twitter, and also is one of my newest members on the YouTube channel. So thank you very much, Dom, for joining us. Also, just quickly while we're here, let's just show you this. I don't know, this doesn't work. Let's forget this. This is stupid, right? Let's just go to the channel and I'll show you what I want to show you. Right, this, guys, this is exploding. This is beautiful. This is all thanks to you guys, the likes, the shares, the subscribes, you know, the comments, all of these things you're doing. I mean, we did try and do a live stream today, but I don't know what's going on. I think YouTube is broken. Probably their servers are down or something. Probably they're just kind of tight on how much they're paying because there's so much money being printed, if you understand what I mean. So yeah, that's the current situation. It's beautiful. Also, while I'm here, I might as well do one other thing as well. So let's go into this and let's do this, right? So today I'm going to do a subscription day, right? Let's do some subscriptions for all the new people who have subscribed. So let's have a look at all of these subscribers and see who has subscribed and who are available. So this is Dom, who just subscribed. So let's subscribe back to them today. So let's have a good day today. Let's go into this and let's have a look at a lifetime, whatever comes up. And anybody who's not subscribed gets a subscribe from me today. So thank you, Dom. You get a subscribe. Thank you, Hitler. You get a subscribe. You also, Mohammed Termidizi, I believe. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. You get a subscribe. And what is this? 1 of 16. Yeah, this is what I don't understand. How come I can't go to any other page? I just don't understand this. Anyway, so whoever I could see right now, I have subscribed. So, you know, I hope this helps your channel and your growth as well. And you guys, as you can see, this is just stupid. We tried to do the live stream, but it just didn't work. I mean, we had a few people coming in, but I don't know what's going on. Yeah, here you can see 563. It's gone up and the views are going up as well. Watch time is going up as well. It's just fantastic. Even today, in the last 2 days, we had this particular video, and this video did explode. I have to be honest. So it's been very good, and all thanks to you guys. And yeah, avoid all of these hackers, because as you can see, hackers spending on Telegram, whatever. These are crooks. So guys, if you ever see comments, right? So if you go to, let's just go straight to the channel. Let's show you something, right? If you go to a channel and you suddenly see, so for example, there's a video. Let's have a look at the video, today's video, right? Let's have a look at this one. We open this. And you know, these are just scammers, right? These are all scammers. Look, scammer. All right. These are just scammers, right? So whenever you see these scammers, do not upvote them or downvote them. Just report them. So you can go with this button and report them, right? They are unwanted scams, right? So they will then get taken off, right? That's what you do. You report them. The more you report them, the better it is for channels. And you'd find pretty much every single cryptocurrency channel suffers from this. You know, they're just spammers and scams and just bots, as I said, right? So these ones, you have to be very careful, report them. They are not wanted on this channel. We do not want anybody to lose any money. So yeah, other than that, guys, I hope the information you got today, obviously we were going to do a live stream, we couldn't do it today, and I hope I didn't make it too long. You like, share, subscribe with another if you found this helpful, and thank you very much all again, and until next time, adios.